All right, welcome. Thanks to the few of you that show up on time consistently. I greatly appreciate that. We are going to go ahead and get started. Um, Let me look at something real quick. History. Sorry, I'm getting a video ready for us. Here we go. All right. So, first thing I would like to bring to your guys' attention is if you signed up for the after school session, please make sure you show up on time. If you are going to show up at a time other than the 1 o'clock start time, please let me know so I know when to expect you. Other thing, tab. This morning I put out a new homework assignment. Cutting processes 2, plasma art cutting equipment. Complete the following sections using the Miller Open Book website and complete the questions in the Google Forms. That's the plasma arc cutting equipment. You can see here it is due by 11:59 p.m. January 15th. So that's essentially midnight Friday. Make sure you're getting that done. You'll actually have a little bit of time today to get that done in class. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump right into our presentation for today. All right, cutting processes. Let me turn up my volume here. Objectives. By the end of the presentation, you shall be able to recall the type of current used with the plasma arc cutting system, recall the components of a plasma arc cutting system, understand what types of gas is required with the system, explain rated cut capacity, and understand the rated cut capacity of various equipment.
The pack power source provides the electrical power for the cutting circuit, creating the arc between the cutting torch and the workpiece. A pressurized cylinder, or an air compressor, delivers the gas for plasma arc cutting. The work cable and work clamp connect the workpiece to the power source, completing the electrical cutting circuit.
So as you can see, the plasma arc cutting system works very similar to our welding system, where we have our power source, we have a work clamp, and we have a lead torch here. For this process, we need some sort of gas as well, similar to the MIG or TIG process. So in theory, they operate very similarly to welding. Plasma arc cutting equipment. A typical air-cooled plasma arc cutting system consists of the following components: a plasma arc cutting power source, right here, either a handheld or a machine-type torch, we got it right here, supply of compressed air or nitrogen, right here. Please note, nitrogen, if we use nitrogen, it slightly decreases our cutting capacity. We'll learn about cutting capacity here in a minute. Work clamp and a lead, and then an additional air filter. We need to make sure that the air that we are putting into our machine is as clean and dry as humanly possible. Power source. A direct current power source is used for the plasma arc cutting system. The polarity setting for the power source is direct current electrode negative, or DCEN. In most systems, there is also a positive connection to the torch tip, in which the current is limited by a resistor. This circuit is used to establish a pilot arc, which is used to establish the cutting arc. The plasma arc cutting power source output is constant current with a high open circuit voltage of approximately 250 to 400 volts DC. The amperage is usually adjustable within the range of the power source. The higher the amperage is set, the faster the travel speed can be, or the thicker the metal that can be cut. So when we adjust our plasma machine, we can basically adjust our amperage just like we do with the welding machine. The main thing is with our amperage setting is the higher the number goes, we can either A, cut our material faster, or B, cut thicker material. So the more juice we give it, the faster we can cut, or the thicker stuff we can cut. Cutting capacity. There is no industry standard established for determining the rated cutting capacity of a plasma arc cutting power source. The Miller Electric Manufacturing Company qualifies the cutting capacity on its plasma arc cutting power sources by the rated cut capacity. The rated thickness is established when an operator achieves a very smooth, steady cut with clean, straight cut lines. This is the key rating that you should meet or exceed your typical cutting thickness requirements. Generally, if you want to productively cut 1/2 inch carbon steel plate, a plasma cutter with a rated thickness of 1/2 inch will allow you to make those cuts to a high degree of quality. However, your speed will be limited to approximately 10 inches per minute. Note, when cutting stainless steel, you can nearly match the speed with a slightly reduced thickness capacity. So stainless steel, the same settings that we would use for carbon steel, we can use on stainless steel, but the stainless steel material would have to be slightly thinner. So you can't cut 1/2 inch carbon steel and 1/2 inch stainless steel at the same speed, essentially. Rated cutting capacities for aluminum will be much less than shown the rated thickness due to aluminum's high thermal conductivity. So if we have 1/2 inch thick aluminum, we will not be able to cut it at the same settings as we do for the 1/2 inch carbon steel. The reason for that being is since aluminum is so highly thermoconductive, meaning that it absorbs heat very quickly, the material doesn't get hot enough or stay hot enough for us to cut at the same pace as we would for carbon steel, because carbon steel tends to stay hot as we cut it. Plasma arc cutting speed. Since aluminum draws heat away from the cut area more rapidly, the rated cutting capacity for aluminum may be about 25% less than for steel or stainless steel. So if we had a machine that was capable of cutting 1 inch thick carbon steel, in reality, it would only be able to cut about 3/4 inch thick aluminum because of aluminum's thermal conductivity factors. As indicated previously, the cutting speed will impact the thickness of the material that can be cut. The slower the travel speed, the thicker the material that can be cut. Conversely, thinner metals can be cut at a much faster travel speed. The illustration shows how thick a material can be cut at a given cutting speed for 1 inch thick rated plasma cutters. Each plasma arc cutting power source has its own cutting speed chart. So this machine right here that we are looking at, this is a machine rated for 1 inch thick material. As you can see, as our material gets thicker, our cutting speed decreases. So for a machine that is rated for 1 inch thick material, it can cut 1/8 inch material at about 170 inches per minute, which is pretty dang quick. But as we go down the line, you can see how we just steadily decrease until we hit the machine's maximum capacity, which is looking about 12 inches per minute for 1 inch thick material. So we go from 170 for 1/8 inch all the way down to 12 inches per minute for 1 inch thick material.
Pressurized gas flows around the recessed electrode and arc. The arc heat turns the gas to plasma, causing rapid expansion. The plasma is forced out of an orifice in the torch nozzle at great speeds. The ionized gas hits the workpiece in a very focused plasma stream. As the heat of the arc melts the workpiece, the high-speed plasma stream blows away the metal droplets, making a clean, precise cut.
So that's the presentation for today. Like I said, it's very, very short, but The one on the Miller Open Book website is actually really, really good. I can't recommend you guys looking at that one enough because there's a ton of more information and better videos and just better quality stuff all around. Please be sure that you are looking at those because there's a lot of information in there that you guys are actually missing out on. So I have two very short videos for us to watch real quick, and then we'll be pretty much done for the day. Today's a pretty quick one.